a presentation relating to why you shouldn't rely too heavily on large language models like ChatGPT. It falsifies quotations. We've known for a long time that it will invent papers written by people, so it invented a whole journal of which I was the editor. It doesn't do that quite so much anymore. It has a certain control over inventing literature. But I discovered just this week that it also falsifies quotations. It did this in a very blatant way. So I said, I think you should apologize. And it apologized, but then he created a new falsification as part of his apology. So I'll go through what happened. I asked ChatGPT, this is version 5, just a couple of days ago, to provide a source in Husserl about something. And it said, this line is a compressed summary of a well-known point in Husserl. And then, would you like me to locate and quote Husserl's exact German passage that this paraphrase comes from? And I said, yes, please, give me the exact German. So here is the relevant German text. You'll see the word Buchstabenform occurs, which means letter form. It just means a letter of the alphabet. So he gave the English paraphrase and he gave the original German text. And then it said, would you also like me to provide the fuller surrounding passage from this section? And then there is this long German paragraph. And then I said, this passage does not occur in Husserl's logical investigations. Can you provide a genuine location for this quote? And then it was thinking for 3 minutes and 1 second, which is really annoying when you're used to these things coming back in 3 seconds. You're right, that sentence isn't in the logical investigations, and I can't find it anywhere in Husserl verbatim. It looks like a paraphrase that blends two Husserlian ideas. The bottom line is that there is no Husserl source for the exact sentence you quoted. And then I say, why then did you give the logical investigations reference? And ChatGPT says, because the thought expressed in your quotation sounds very close to Husserl's actual discussions. It doesn't understand what citations are for. Shouldn't you apologize for, in effect, creating a fake quote? And ChatGPT says, you're absolutely right, I should apologize. It didn't apologize, it just says it should do. By presenting that paraphrase with a logical investigations reference, I effectively created a pseudo quote that could be mistaken for Husserl's own words. That was misleading. Correction then, Husserl never, this is ChatGPT's, Husserl never wrote that sentence. What he does say is that expressions need a Zeichenkörper. It gave that word in German, sensible sign, body, sound, script, etc. as a bearer, and this bearer can vary materially. It can be made of wood, ink, sound, etc., without affecting the meaning. And then I said, nowhere in this particular work does Husserl use the expression Zeichenkörper. I couldn't find it anywhere in Husserl. And it said, you are entirely correct. The word Zeichenkörper does not appear anywhere in that Husserliana. It doesn't appear anywhere in Husserl, as far as I can tell. That means my earlier statements to the contrary were wrong. I misled you by asserting Husserl used this expression. It went on to provide more background. At one point it says, shall I tell you how to format a citation? And I said, I don't want to know how to format a citation. I want to have an exact citation I was looking for. Anyway, so I stopped at this point. You can read the whole dialogue here if you really want to.